Yep. So it's a mission I've done a few times before, but with an add-on because of new information. Well, Mortimer Road is the main road coming down. So I've come over from Strines, and I'm currently on Duke's Road, which if you follow it to its termination brings you out at Backtor on Derwent Edge, which is probably 4.5–5 miles up this track. But we're not going that far up. I say I've done this a few times, including the 3 wrecks I'm going to. Yeah, first one is a Wellington Bomber over to a shooting cabin, then off piste to the short Stirling Bomber, and that's the one with the new information. There are several debris pools relating to it, and quite spread out. A fair bit sort of contained in one area, and then a couple of like remote sections, you know, in a clough. But it turns out, or it appears, there may be some more debris that I wasn't aware of a bit further upstream, which is why I've never sort of explored that section, because it was upstream from the main debris. So applying logic, which looks like it didn't work, it appears there is some more debris further up. So I'm out here basically today to reconnoitre that, really, but obviously revisit the rest of it while I'm here, and see if it actually is part of the short Stirling, or if it's totally unrelated and something else. I won't know that till I get to it. So up here, then break off piste, probably about 300 or 400 metres into the scrub to the Wellington Bomber. But I think what I'll do is I'll come back to the trail, carry on up a little bit, and then break off again, which will put me on a trail through the grouse butts, taking me to the shooting cabin. Just makes it a little bit easier going. There's quite a bit of off piste on this, so if I can reduce any, may as well. So after the short Stirling, off piste again, heading sort of back over towards this trail a lot further up via the Hunter, and then that put me on this track all the way back to the car. So I say it will be chuck my boots on and go, so I've not really prepped it too much, but obviously I've done it several times in the past, so it shouldn't be, I know what I'm getting into basically. I've had a fair dry spell, so the moor should be relatively dry, but we shall see that in due course. No, we can't handle, I'm sure. So I'm just going up here till I'm sort of perpendicular to the wreck, so I can basically just turn 90 degrees and straight line to it. You know, I've got enough off piste to do, so make it as short as possible. I'll be able to see how dry it is underfoot as well, because that's going to sort of govern what I do. So somewhere around here, I'll see if there's a trod, but if not, I shall make my own. There's a trod, there's a sign there, RHRW, and then there's a trod going off. Right, we're on the trod. It's a sort of combination between dry and a bit squishy. Right, where's this going? Actually, it's not going where I want it to go. At the moment, it's starting to veer off my target, so I'll make my own route. Probably bump back into the path again shortly. 433 metres. A couple of border stones over there. Just seen one at the main trail. There's a couple more there. 123 metres. Crash site of the Wellington DV810. 2 debris pools, there's this one and then just one smaller little bits just over the next little header. So head back south again, intercept the trail I came off of, and then head up probably about a K, and then hop off again. Deacon's Moor Hall. Some serious deep chiseling. Oh look, a helium balloon. That in my bag in a second. Deacon's Moor Hall again in E. Back on the main trail. So I probably bugged out just at that corner, so basically over there and back again. So Duke's Road, it then goes on to Cartilage Edge, I think it's called, which then eventually takes you up there, which is just coming to view, which is back tour on the sort of the very edge of Derwent Edge. Just coming up to Rusty Dyke. It's the grouse butts I'm aiming for on that side of it. I'll get to the shooting cabin and have a brew and a bit of pork pie, because it'd be rude not to. Looks like there might be a trail. It certainly does. So I shall take a gamble and take it, because say this in theory is going to drop me to the grouse butts. I just follow this track now and I'm back onto a sort of a proper trail-ish to a fashion. And that should take me all the way down to the shooting cabin, and then I'll be crossing over the stream on another trail over to a bridge, and then off-piste it over to the short Stirling. Now my target area is that clough below me, and so I've got to go over here, cross this next clough in front of me, not this one, then there's another one over there, there's a bridge there, and then I'm off piste, and I think I go over to that T-junction where that colour changes, drop in, there's a section of short Stirling on this side in that tree line at the river side, but then apparently there is more upstream, which I say I've not accounted for. Well, that's the plan, head over there, possibly pick up this first section which I'm known about, carry on upstream to pick up the others, and then if depends how severe the side is, break out the side and then come over the open moor up to the main debris site. Do you want to wait for YouTube, lad? See you later. Right, up and at 'em again. Just to the shooting cabin. So I just had a quick brew and a bit of pork pie, and met up with Dave. So hello Dave, nice to meet you. So now we're on this bit of a trail, follow it through. I think we goes past them couple of rocks over yonder. Now I think it's Oaken Clough. There's a bit of a bridge what takes you over the bit top end of the clough. Right, we're still on a bit of a trail at the moment, well that'll change in the next few minutes. The bracken gets higher. That might cause me a problem in a bit actually if it stays high, because I'll be off piste. It's a bit rough and ready when you can see where you're putting your feet, so 5-foot bracken don't help. I'll come down, follow this trail, there should be a bridge if it's still there, what takes me up onto that side, and then I've got to book it over the moor to get to the next clough over. Okay, the bridge over Oaken Clough. There's the bridge done. Now where's the trail? Get down to this tree line and there should be a bit of a path. Usually, just cuts down the bank, sets down to the T-junction. But whereabouts the path starts is hard to discern. There's an edge there. I don't know technically where it starts. Whoa, 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 whoa. That went down a lot further than I expected it to. It's one of them. It's a good time of year because it's relatively dry, but not so good because you can't see anything. Probably broke in a little bit too soon, but like I say, the terrain's a little bit sketchy to say the least. It might pay to actually just break my way down to the bottom, and then I can't go any further, can I? But see how slippy things are. Oh, very. That gets me to there now. What? Transfer my foot. I think I'll cross here, put me back onto the bank for a couple of minutes. Oh yep. Ow! Ah, the water, but that's stabbing myself with a tree. Alright, I think I've now intercepted the path. The path comes down there. So yeah, I hopped in a bit sooner than I expected, or than I needed to. But just couldn't see anything with all vegetation. Ewden Beck, I just at the T-junction more or less, so I'll just leave my bag there. So we're down the bank of Ewden Beck. We'll pick his way down about 130 metres. I've not been for a few years to this one, so hopefully find what's left of it. The last known section of short Stirling. Unfortunately, I say I know where this one is, so I can find it easily. If the other bits I've never been to before, so if it's as overgrown as this, I could be walking straight past it without knowing. Reasonable size piece. That was all in one piece when I first saw it. It looked to be a bit like a tail fin, but I don't know if it were. Probably not. But it did have that sort of shape to it at one point. So I first saw it walking across the top of there. I don't know where I was getting down. It's from an investigator at that time, so I have to come back to it another day. And now I've got to go back, find my bag. And carry on off piste up another clough, which I've not done before, so let's see how much of a challenge that can be. We've crossed the T-junction. Now we're actually in the stream itself. And again, I might have picked the wrong time of year. Unless it's actually in the stream, I'm not going to see anything. I have to watch every single step, including the bits that don't look bad. Things you do for fun. This is not going to be easy. Yep. Ooh. So onto this rock, onto that rock, cross over, possibly then on this left hand bank. This shouldn't be too slippy, but it's a very steep camber. So once I start going, I ain't stopping. Okay. Right then, what's that give me? A bit of a bank, if I can find it. Oop. Right, onto a slab. The dry bits should be not too bad. Now, there ought to be several pieces of debris, but okay, how far up it goes, and then I've got to get out of here, which is going to be the next trick, and try and pick my way upstream, and then hopefully come across some debris. Otherwise, I'll have to come back again at a different time of year. But the problem with that then is the bracken will have gone, so I'll be able to see some of it, but also on the downside to that is the ground will be very wet, and obviously the river will be higher. That's the foot stones, I believe. Break out again. Right, so we have found debris. There's a strut there, and there's something else just over there. And just go across the stream so I can have a look at this and get a coordinate. Ewden Beck, just above. We've got a 3-foot waterfall on the right hand bank, and we've got 3 little debris of the short Stirling off a bar there, that there. Okay, so dingy moss. Medic. Scrape my arm on that deadfall down there, trying to get over it. But what we have here is a decent waterfall. It's a good target, but also a bit of a showstopper for me to get out of this cliff now. So I've got to find a way out. Like, looking in a minute, like I've possibly got to go. Oh, I can get that way. Maybe I can get up there and then over the top. But it doesn't look to be any way out of this side. About a kilometre from my next target in that direction. I say hopefully this bracken's only on the side of the rock face, and it sort of headers up again when you get out on top. River crossing, so I'll sit camera on. Yeah. Yeah, gotcha. I don't know if it does me any good, like. That's the next stage. Right, at least it looks like it drops back into heather, which is good. So I'm going to make my way down, go across the fall, go across that watercourse, up that bank, and Simple as that, really. It's on top of that waterfall. So I'll get up here, we'll go across that course as well. And we'll get far enough up that bank so I don't come down it again. Okay. And we're going on to that moss, you don't know what's under that. It's another leap of faith. Okay, that's that then. We're at the Brecon, but we're into knee-high heather. So I've got to go over here just under a kilometre to the rest of that wreckage I've just found there, over here, Short Stirling, and then off piste again to the Hunter. So it's getting deeper now, it's getting up to thigh deep. Yeah, definitely in need of a drink. Just had a phone call from daughter. Where are you? Can you pick me up? Not anytime soon, no. But, we'll go about another 500 metres to the first bit of debris, several more pools around it. Then I've got to get over there, about a mile, and then I've got to get up onto the top of there, and then all the way back down over that ridge over there. So I won't be home in 10 minutes now. So I don't want to stray too far from the bank because there might be a jumpable bit. I don't want to get too close to the bank in case I slide in. Oh, here we are, maybe. Maybe. That's potentially doable. Yeah. That's not the bit I'm walking to though, so there's another bit 60 metres away. 106 metres to the main debris. And then there's several other small sections on the way, pretty much in a line. So there you go. Short Stirling Bomber LJ628, crashed 21st of the 7th 1944. Anyway, debris markers for it there. Just runs down the water course. Okay, just had a quick drink. Short Stirling, all the way down the clough there. So more sections a kilometre that way, some more over there and some more in that clough. It's scattered out. So there may well be several other bits along there, but the bracken, the heather's way too high. So that's that. Now the next mission is over to the Hunter, and this might be where it gets a little bit more interesting, because I think I've got several cloughs to negotiate, and if it's going to be boggy anywhere, it's going to be on this section coming up 1.3k that away, southeastish, steep sided gully. So I'm going to see how I can get in, and more importantly out. Got them rocks I can jump over, and then maybe a little bit of a shorter climb out. Yeah. Bonus. Ow. Always stab yourself in the arm where you stabbed yourself earlier. Things you do for fun. Half a mile to the Hunter. That looks substantial, but it's one of them, once you start, you won't know if you're in water until you're in it. Now, you can sometimes weight displace, but I don't know how to run back over that distance. So they're all looking like trods going through, but I don't know if they're sheep trods or people trods. Let's say you can't see what's under you. Ooh, yeah. That's one of them. I have got to get across it, because that's the way out. I've walked up the bank, but I don't know if that's helping me or not. Potentially getting narrower, but this moss doesn't necessarily mean firm ground. I'll transfer to that. Will it hold me? Yes, it will. Right, okay. Woohoo! Right, that's that one. The Hunter. And the serious bog. Not much left. Well, if there is, it's in there, and you're welcome to go and look. There's another pool over there, but I don't think I can get to that easily. This is like the main little bits of it. So that'll do for today. And now I head up there to the trail. So just been all over all that lot. The Hunter is just down there at the edge of that clough. Quite a hell of a swamp around it. The trail. But that's it for the off-piste. This trail now all the way back. Rough trail, but a lot easier walking than I have done for the last 3 or 4 hours. Takes a lot longer than you think. Closed the loop now. I broke off, I came to bed this morning, I broke off that way over to the cabin and been right round off-piste. And now back on here, just over that rise there, drop down, and we're back at the car. Wind's dropped a little bit now, which is a bonus. Still t-shirt weather though. And we're on the home straight now, it's all downhill from here. Seat car from here. 14.07 kilometres, 7 hours, no 7:14,